Secret Wars book.
Alright, I'm pretty sure we're live, so. Anyway, 5-4, whatever. Here we are once again. Thanks everybody for joining in. Highway to Helms. As you can see, we got a new panel. Somebody ate champagne. And this show is in memory of champagne.
Love you, brother.
Hey, put his picture up there. Put it right there. Can you see him? Oh, there you go. We got some champagne. No, Champagne had some business come up. He had a business meeting, so he's taking care of that. So whatever. We got taking this place. We got the Big Daddy Mike Maverick joining us. Woo! And brand new to the show, we got a very intriguing individual, very interesting life story. Great friend, great pro wrestler, great athlete, ordained minister, Ice Caprice Coleman. What's going on, buddy?
Nice to be here, man. Excited about the show.
I did not know that you were an ordained minister.
Really?
When did that happen?
About 4 years ago.
Cool.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
I've been
Appreciate that.
The last 10 years.
Where you been 10 years ago?
That is cool. That's what I tweeted on my little Twitter there. And I was like, we got an ordained minister on the show. Can I control myself tonight?
I'm still calling him Ice.
We call everybody by gimmick names.
You don't use that anymore, though, do you?
Sometimes, some places you go, you try to change your name. That's Ice. So I just leave it alone.
That's what I said when I saw you at Matt's party. Yeah. Hey, there's Ice.
Yeah.
I didn't even know if Caprice was your real name. I thought that was a work name, too.
That's my real name, Caprice.
That's
cool.
That's
middle name and last name.
What's your first name?
Alistair.
Oh, yeah, Alistair. I remember him.
Alistair Caprice Coleman.
Yeah.
Can I use that?
I don't know. We're going to say it live, man.
That's cool.
Somebody would take their name around and look him up.
That's cool, man.
That's a cool name.
He owed me some money.
ACC. Alistair Caprice Coleman. That sounds like some cool shit.
I like it. I won't be hung on that now.
Alistair Overeem. You know who Alistair Overeem is?
No, I've heard that name before. Yeah.
He's the Triple Crown champion now. He's a Dream Heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
And the K1 Heavyweight champion.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So he kind of
like Alistair.
Oh, he's fucking badass, man. Yeah. I'll knock his ass out on
Tear him
PlayStation.
There you go.
So what's been going on with you, man? What you been up to lately?
Oh, man.
Ring of Honor, right? Didn't you just do something with Ring of Honor?
Did some Ring of Honor work. Yeah, it actually went pretty good. Went very well.
Was that in Charlotte?
It was Richmond, Virginia, and Charlotte.
Oh, that's cool. Who'd you work?
I worked Colt Cabana the first night.
Oh, shit.
It was like a night off. And then I worked Rhett Titus the next night. He's like one of the guys for the All Night Express, the tag team guys.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, so we had 2 great matches. They really received me well, so it was an honor to be there again. It's like the first time I worked there in 7 years.
Oh, you worked there before?
Yeah, but they had me the little, the 6-man mayhems, the 4-corner quartet, all that kind of stuff. So this first they put me on the card, and it wasn't a tryout match. They actually put me there to work, so it's a good feeling.
Oh, that's cool.
How's their business? They doing pretty good?
They lost their they didn't lose it. Their contract, their TV deal is not being renewed, so they're kind of figuring out what their next step is. But I mean, before they had the TV deal, they were still doing internet shows and selling DVDs. So even if they go back there, it's not like they're missing too much of a step.
Yeah, I know
their name now.
The internet business is real good, and the DVD business is hot. I actually watched their HDNet show.
They have a strong following too.
So that's probably a smart way to go if you're low on finance at the beginning, starting something out though.
Oh, totally, man. That's what WWE they just put out any DVD they can think of now. That DVD market's huge.
People buy that stuff, man.
It'd be even bigger if it wasn't for all the pirates, but I mean that's the thing to do now. Just put all that shit out there.
There's a lot of people that stuff tight, like a Hotspots makes a lot of money off of that stuff, man. That's how they sell it.
I actually saw the Hotspots. I did a show this weekend for Northeast Wrestling, northeastwrestling.com. The main event was Matt Hardy against MVP. In a cage match, Jerry Lawler worked Tommy Dreamer, and that was good as hell, man. That was really good.
Jerry can go, man.
Jerry's awesome. Well, he hit him with the big fireball, burnt Tommy's ass up.
But he doesn't even do much though. It's like he's just over.
That's
man.
Your boy. Man, he's in the hottest angle on TV. That's great. That just tells you everything about WWE right now. They won't hire anybody over 30 anymore. But the hottest TV angle involves Jerry Lawler, who's twice
that age.
You know, there was a bunch of stuff on Facebook, guys, commenting on that and stuff. I was thinking about it. I'm like, that sounds pretty stupid.
Yeah, it's Facebook.
And then I got, and then I go, Well, I got to think about it now. There's nowhere for these guys to learn anything, so they got to put them in developmental for 10 years.
Yeah.
So I guess they want to start them out when they're young enough where they won't be ready to retire when they finally hit TV.
And developmental is so hard to learn down there because you're working in front of the same crowd like every single week, you know, and to keep it fresh, you got to change up your stuff, so you really can't hone your craft. Yeah. You hone your craft by traveling, working in front of different people, working different people, not working the same. Like every time, like at OBW, FCW, one of those new guys would come up, we would have to retrain them. Like it's like all that shit you learn down there, just forget about it.
Wow.
But this is how we really do it. But now, but the thing is too, WWE used to be where you went once you were great.
Yeah, when you were 35 years old.
Yeah, now it's where you go just to start your career.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of young guys there.
You know, you're working at Hudson Belt modeling underwear, and 6 months later you're Intercontinental champion.
There you go.
And they wonder why they don't grow.
So what's this about modeling underwear?
You know. You want to, never mind, you don't want to see that.
So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's great to learn. I mean, the thing about FCW, when you learn it from Steve Kern and, you know, Dusty Rhodes and Mike Graham and, you know, the guys that got down there, that's great, but they still need to go out. Like I like what Rick Steamboat did with his kid. He's seen his kid to Japan, see his kid all over.
Did independence and everything.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, man.
That way you don't have just one setting of this crowd, you know, because if that crowd doesn't like you, go to the next crowd, it's a totally different setting. You got to know how to adjust in the ring.
Yeah, same thing like in America. You go up north, you work Philly. Philly is their own brand of people.
Yeah.
See, the last thing I can relate to that was when we were in ECW doing the Ducks, because we were heels up north. You know, we'd wrestle in New Jersey or, you know, up in the Philadelphia at the ECW arena, we were heels, but then we'd go down and wrestle in the South, we were baby faces.
Yeah.
So
it's a totally different style.
Even with like Ring of Honor and different indies, I mean, the crowd even takes to you different. They expect different things. So you got to know what to expect. And if you only have one thing to deliver, you end up being one-dimensional.
Well, you and I, when did you start?
Man.
You got some years on it, because I was thinking about that, because you were in Omega when we went there.
Yeah.
I know we'd already put a bunch of years on our belt, but so you got at least 10 or 12 on
Yeah, I started like 99, 98, somewhere in there.
Yeah, so
see, that's a long time, but you and I mean, we actually do go back to the old school days. I mean, the territories were still running when we started.
Yeah. The Hale days.
I think that would have been cool back then, though, where you just, you know, you go make a run somewhere and your time's up, you go somewhere else. Yeah. Now it's like you make a run, your time's up, you go be a bouncer.
That was the thing, too. I had to do a interview for Slam Wrestling today and about Wrestle Reunion, which I'm supposed to talk about. I got my sheets. I got my prescriptions. I got my script right here about Wrestle Reunion. Don't be looking all at my script.
Checking the notes out, man. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
And that's all who's going to be at Wrestle Reunion. And I was talking about, you know, I had a lot of projects I wanted to do in WWE, but you're so handcuffed when you're there, you can't do anything because they want to control everything. They want to, you know, if you do anything, they want to have part of it. And so that's when guys leave there. Sometimes they don't have nothing to fall back on because they couldn't do anything while they were there.
So they never found themselves. That's what I was looking at.
That's exactly. They asked me who I wanted to meet, and I told
I'd like to meet him.
One of our sponsors on the show tonight is HotSpots.com. So wrestlers go there for the gear, any DVDs, merchandise, all the stuff. I'm sure the PG Suck shirts will be through HotSpots.com at some point. But they were asking me who I wanted to meet, and here's the lineup for Wrestle Reunion for those that it's in LA at the LAX Hilton. Roddy Piper, Tito Santana, Ryan Shamrock, Terry Funk, Tatanka, Val Venus, Mean Gene Okerlund, Jim Neidhart, Vampiro, myself. Then you got Danny Davis, S.A. Rios, Shane Douglas, Paul Orndorff. I'm hoping he's going to be there. I know he's got some kind of cancer issue coming up.
Yeah, he was sick.
So I hope he's fine to be there. Bob Orton Jr., Barry Orton, SoCal Val, The Powers of Pain, not to be confused with The Powers of Shame, Tracy Brooks, Savio Vega, Mr. Fuji, Mr. Saito, Mike Graham, Ken Patera, Jimmy Hart. Vendor guests include Mondo Guerrero, Chavo Guerrero Sr., Jake the Snake Roberts. I believe is going to have his retirement match too or something at PWG that Saturday night, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Das Caras, Mil Mascaras. Then we got a bevy of divas, Sassy Stappy, Allison Danger, Amber O'Neal, Billy Anderson, I'm assuming that's not a diva, Raka Khan, Shelly Martinez, Maria Kanellis, Christy Hemme, Nick Mitchell, Sonny, making his very last appearance on a wrestling event, superstar Billy Graham,
Wow.
Toy
Yeah.
Wilson, and finally rounded it off Bret the Hitman Hart.
That's what's up.
No kidding.
And so they were asking me who do I want to meet, and most of them, I mean, I've met just about everybody on here. I was like, I always love meeting, running into Jimmy Hart and Billy Graham, but I was like, I want to meet Mr. Saito.
I've never met him. I'd like to meet him.
I was a big fan of his when he won the AWA World Title.
Which Danny Davis is that? There's 2 or 3 of them running around.
I believe it's the referee Danny
the
Davis.
one
It
that
could
was
be
with the Hart Foundation.
Yeah, I believe that's who it is. But it could be Nightmare Danny Davis. I don't know. Which Danny Davis is going to be at Wrestle Reunion? That's what we need to
Maybe
find
they're
out.
trying to save ink.
So, there you go.
There you go.
But I'm also, I want to meet Mil Masters. I never met him.
I haven't met him either.
He did that same pose every single picture he was ever in.
He hasn't exhaled since 1976, has he?
Exhale. So there you go. Also, I got to mention the FightingGeek.com website will be going live next week, I believe. Of course, that's the website that I will be hosting again. Here's some questions that we'll get on later. The fans sent us in a bunch of questions.
Uh-oh.
And I guess I should, too, apologize for my NFL picks last week as I didn't get a single one right. 0-4.
That was kind of an upset weekend, though.
It was a bit of an upset. I'm glad I didn't put any money down because I'd have been
How's
on
your cousin
full
Mike? Is he upset?
Well, he's I don't know if he bet anything. He's a 49ers fan, so he's been upset for like 10 years.
I'm a Raiders fan. I've been upset since 2004.
But they did good. They did all right this year.
They did better.
They did better.
They won more than 2 games.
Well, I'm a damn.
You like the Skins.
I'm
I'm
a
a
Redskins
Skins fan. I was going to say,
Yeah,
keep my mouth shut.
we started out strong.
Yeah.
And
Regardless, yeah.
What did they do? Is Donovan McNabb gone? Did they get rid of him?
I think they're trying to get rid of him because they gave him like a $78 million contract extension, which was just insane. And I think they want him to quit. I think that's why they benched him. They benched him for like the last 3-4 weeks.
Like 4
I think Mike Shanahan's lost his mind.
I don't think he ever had the money.
Remember when he was screwing around with Albert Hainsworth at the beginning of the year? Trying to play head games with him and trying to make him quit?
Who?
That defensive tackle.
Oh, yeah.
Albert Hainsworth, he was
Yeah.
not benching him and not letting him play and trying to make him run in practice and trying to blow him up and all that stuff.
I think they just do that to, I don't know, try to save money and.
Who's going to be their quarterback if they do that? He's going to get somebody, a free agent or something?
Yeah, they must have just thought like it's over. Let's try to get some good draft picks.
It's funny. It's hard for guys to come out of college and play quarterback, though. I mean,
Yeah.
It normally takes them.
Big jump.
It's kind of like coming out of the developmental and going straight on TV.
Yeah, straight to main event. That's hard to deal with. So, yeah, I don't know. But I thought Seattle, I know it's silly to pick Seattle over Chicago, but after the way they trounced New Orleans, I was like, they just have momentum on their side. But
And the Jets, where'd that come from?
yeah, I mean, the Jets got
Ohio.
wrong.
Did they not just get piss pounded about a month ago?
Yeah.
48-7 or something like that, and then they come back and win?
They got murdered, so I don't know what happened there. I picked the Ravens over Pittsburgh. That could have went either way. So I wasn't surprised that they lost, but I picked my Super Bowl pick was the Patriots and the Falcons.
That's what I would have picked. I mean, that's,
So much for my shit.
that's like the 3rd game ever that Matt Ryan's lost in the Georgia Dome, isn't it?
Really?
He was like 19-2 or something playing at home. So figure that one out.
So are you from DC or are you just a Redskins fan? Because we
No,
didn't have nobody else.
I was one since like 5th grade.
Is that how you started liking them? Because they were the closest team at the time?
Yeah, they were the
Before we got
closest.
the Panthers?
Yeah, we didn't have the Panthers, and the other team was the Falcons, and they just sucked.
Man, that was totally better. That was Redskins, Cowboys, and Panthers. I was how
And my grandparents were Native Americans, so
There you have it.
Yeah.
Why not use a team that has a derogatory name for that?
A lot of Native Americans don't think it's derogatory. I know.
I think people are a little too sensitive.
Yeah,
Stuff
some
like
people
that.
get sensitive about everything, but
thin skin.
yeah, very thin skin.
I was trying to remember how I started liking. I've liked the Raiders ever since I was a kid. I think it was because Fred Biletnikoff went there.
Who?
Yeah. And
The Russian Bear?
yeah, Oleg Taktarov, and he played at Florida State. And I like Ken Stabler too when he was playing there.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I'm
I don't have any
before y'all's time.
idea what you're talking about.
I think Ken Stabler's still
Walking
playing.
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
Who are you, Fozzie Bear?
Look at Wikipedia.
Waka Waka.
Wikipedia.com. Just your picture.
This is memory, man. This is in the brain.
Shit. That's damn crazy.
I'm still wondering when you're gonna get Murray on here, man.
Murray's crazy, man. I want to get him on here, but he's insane.
And getting crazier. Have you watched some of that stuff he's out there doing?
He came over the house to watch one of the last UFCs.
That one you invited me to, and you said Murray's over here?
And you said, okay, I'm not coming.
I won't say what you texted me that night.
What did I say?
I don't want to offend anyone.
You're not going to say it live?
Had something to do. You were talking about that one obtuse individual that I constantly throw digs at, and you said he just don't get it.
Yeah.
And I said he's a dumb fuck.
Yeah.
And you said, speaking of which,
the first F-bomb.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
It ain't me.
I'm trying to be good over here. I'm going to limit my F-bombs to 47 tonight.
In case Marty gets thirsty.
Marty will get thirsty and drink all my juice.
Did you have a clue what he was talking about?
He gave that to me for damn Christmas or something.
A picture of himself?
Boy, that's the narcissist.
That's modesty.
we got you here, boy. And two, he put it up there like the first week I started, I videotape too for DVDs. And the first week, he put that right up there, not even notice it. So that's all you see is his big head, like the whole thing.
I stayed at Marty's house that night after Matt's party.
What about that night? Oh, you did?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Well, y'all left pretty early together.
What, at 4 a.m.? Damn.
I wasn't aware it was 4 a.m.
Nah, Marty's pretty cool, man.
Remember when his dog tried to rape me?
Yeah.
He had this big, was it a Great Dane?
It was a Great Dane, looked like Marmaduke. Charlie.
And it was like this big, and I went and sat on the couch, and this dinosaur come walking down the hall, and just climbed up on the couch, and I was
laid down right on top of him.
I was like 140 pounds.
James over there going.
And I couldn't even move. And I was scared it was gonna bite me too. I was like, Marty, can you
get the dog?
But it was a female dog, man. It just jumped up there and just laid on me and holding me down. I was going,
You were in her bed.
Yeah, I said, damn.
We stayed over there that night, didn't we?
Females love me.
Girls adore me. Even the ones that never saw me.
Not the way that I tell them.
You know what it is?
I don't know.
That was Rob Bass.
Yeah, that's why I said
I don't know.
It takes two.
Make a thing go right. Okay. What are we talking about, Marty? You don't know if something
see
funny
how
about
far
Marty?
he's gonna go.
All these, you know how when you're tight, like we were tight back in Omega, everybody was traveling together doing shows, and you get on each other's nerves, and altercations may erupt. I don't know if anybody knows this, but Marty's the only guy in Omega I've actually been in a fist fight with.
Yeah.
Marty's
in the car.
Made us been in a fist fight with everybody.
In the car, going down the Jersey Turnpike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that when he socked you in the back of the head or some shit?
No, he came over the damn seat. I'm sitting back there doing something. I don't know, it's the middle of the night. CW's driving. Murray's over here in the seat next to me. Me and Murray are in the back. Marty's in the front. And I was doing something. I don't remember if I was playing a video game or something, but I think what might have led to that was me digging at him until I made him snap.
I'm sure.
And next thing I know, here he goes.
You'll ride a motherfucker. Oops.
Until they snap. I think that's what my uncle said. And, I told him about
You'll ride somebody once.
You'll dig him until he snaps, won't you? He snapped.
What were you writing him about? It could have been anything.
I don't remember. I think I was teasing him about something that happened on the show or something. I can't even remember, to tell you the truth, but whatever it was, I probably should have let up a couple of sentences earlier. But I got a sock in the mouth for it.
So he climbed over the front seat and hit you in the mouth?
He hit me upside the head. He spun around like on his knees and come around and hit me, and then we were...
He did the Book of T.
Oh, yeah. Then we were grabbing and pulling and fighting and everything else. Yeah. And then CW's trying to pull off the side of the Jersey Turnpike. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. This is funny. Marty probably didn't think so. But Marty jumps out of the car, and he's like trying to punch my window out. And he's like, get out! And I'm like, Marty, get in the car. Let's go. Come on. Stop the shit. Ah! And he's running around pulling up grass. And I don't know what he did. CW said... Somebody was behind us. It was Steve Carino or somebody, and they called him and said, hey, Marty's on the side of the road at mile marker 421. Will you stop and pick him up? We were mad for a couple of weeks. We didn't speak.
You never get in a fight with him, did you?
No.
And then
I was there when you ankle picked Murray. Big Murray was messing with him. Murray was a damn heavyweight wrestler in high school. And you were what at the time? About
119.
119. And Murray was out there messing with him, and Ice ankle picked him and hurt him. Like, he was all hurt. And I love that shit.
And the ironic thing is Murray's a wrestling coach now.
Yeah, he's a wrestling coach.
You might want to go by their school and show him that ankle pick.
No, I ain't mess with him. I'll let him go ahead and have his time to shine. He reminds me about that every time. It's like 41st dates. He's like, hey, you broke my ankle.
What'd you do? Twisted his ankle? Yeah.
It's the ankle lock. It's the ankle.
I mean, you did the
Yeah, he ankle picked the hell out of him.
You pull on them, they put that foot out there. That's it.
You remember that guy that was telling us he was a state champion? Come up to Southern Christian Academy. That big heavyweight, and I ankle picked the shit out of him and knocked him out.
He hit his head on the canvas?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I do. You pancaked him.
I think I ankle picked him, and he said, wham! And hit his head and was sitting there going, ooh, ooh. And he was supposed to be some kind of state champion. As soon as I did, I just looked at Mike and go, said, there's no way you're going to be a state champion to get ankle picked by somebody you outweighed by 200 pounds.
What the hell did Robbie Kellum do that night up there?
What do you mean?
Well, didn't he do something crazy up there one night with Jimmy Liverman or something?
Yeah, he went out there and like shoot pinned him and then like grabbed his
Ran out the front door?
Yeah.
What was that all about?
I don't know. Just talk about
Guess he
something.
didn't want to put him over. And he didn't.
So how does, let me ask you, how does being a minister, does that interfere with wrestling? Because I know, the philosophy of it, you know.
Not really, because I struggled with that like in the past when I was just ministering about like the lifestyle. But then I realized, you know, a lot of stuff that we do, the theatrical stuff, I realized that it's not the on-screen stuff that matters. You know, after the show is what everybody really looks at. You know, especially being in the independent scene.
Right.
That's where you get in all the trouble.
Yeah, because it's if you can be out there and you can steal the show and all, but if your attitude sucks, you're not going to be there long. And I think I made a pretty good name for myself with the after the show lifestyle, because I really just don't deal with a lot of stuff.
It takes strength of character too to maintain that.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, to stay away from all the, you know, what everybody else is doing.
Well, I mean, a lot of things people just don't do, and they say, well, I don't do it because I'm a Christian. But a lot of stuff, man, honest to God, I just fear. I mean, like with drinking and smoking drugs, I have people in my family that's failed to that stuff. I mean, I got an uncle that's a genius. He could take a car apart, put it back together, and got hold of drugs, and it's like, you know, that's it. I mean, I take my car to him now. He reupholster it, fix the alternator and all that stuff. Just give me $10. I mean, but he's a genius, but got hold of the wrong stuff.
So he'll cut you a deal.
My truck work though.
I mean, he's awesome. He's awesome, but I mean, you get that stuff, nobody wants to deal with you anymore.
Well, look at that guy on it's all over the TV.
Yeah, the announcer dude.
Yeah.
Oh, the world's greatest voice or whatever.
Yeah, he's back in rehab now.
Is he?
Yeah, that Dr. Phil put him in rehab.
That didn't last long. I mean, did he do something, or is that just like part of his trying to
get
back into society?
They put him. They gave him. He got a job, and he ended up relapsing on the job. I guess with depression or whatever. And then they, Dr. Phil gave him another chance. I think Dr. Phil has him in rehab now, or whatever. But like once you get hold of that stuff, man, a lot of time that stuff it's just so hard to get away from, and that's what I learned. So I'm like, you know what? I learned from other people's mistakes.
Right.
That's my deal.
That's
and I'm like, if I have the same DNA you have, who am I to say that's not going to mess with me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things I see, it's just like jumping off with the bungee cord deal. I'm like, that ain't for me right there. I'm gonna leave that alone.
I never understood how people could get on the heavy stuff. Like, all you got to do is hear stories about it. It's like, they talk about like that crack. Like, you can get hooked off one time. I was like, shit, why would you do that?
Yeah.
You don't need it now.
Good.
I got a friend of mine that told me his story. He was just at a party, and he really didn't really know it. I guess at the time that it was crack, but it was somebody came and just threw like something on the table. It was like 4 guys at the table, and he said he was the one that got hooked. You know, it was free. You know, it was kind of like a party, introduced as a party drug, and then.
Well, the whole body is nothing but one collaboration of chemicals.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like any chemical equation, something sets it off balance. Like it might not do it to everybody, but
that's what if you had that DNA. It's now I realize that alcohol is in my DNA, and drugs in my DNA. When they mix, there's nothing good come out. So
I think alcohol's in my DNA now.
But I mean, once it gets in mine, it doesn't fit my DNA very well, from my family's perspective.
I think too, like especially with alcohol, people have to learn what works for them and what don't. Because some people, you know, they'll say, man, I'm fine, but if I start drinking that Jack Daniels, I go crazy. It's like, all right, well then
don't drink it.
Yeah, don't drink it.
Like the vodka don't bother me at all.
And see, I don't really know.
That's about all I can drink.
I drink some whiskey out. So
if I drink that brown liquor, that doesn't agree with me.
And I've drank before, but I've never been drunk. Like, you know, in my younger days.
I'm drunk now.
But like, I've never really tested it.
Tonight's gonna be your first night?
Nah, I don't even want to test it because I don't know what happened, you know. So
that'd be nice. We'll get him drunk in here and he'll crash into out here on Booker Dairy Road.
That'll be That's the thing.
Speaking of which,
I didn't. When we first met, I didn't drink. I didn't even drink. I was 27 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't drink regularly until I was 32.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't a teetotaler like you are. I mean, I'd drink if other people were, but I didn't drink on any kind of regular basis.
I just felt like him. I'd seen it growing up. I'd seen a lot of the bad of it, and I was scared that I couldn't control it.
Yeah,
well, I come
that's
from
me.
a long line of alcoholics.
Yeah.
Now
You're continuing that line?
You see,
I
see it, I'm like, that's not me. I don't want to.
You met my uncle?
I think
the DUJ?
The DUJ, I think it makes you more of who you are.
Like,
I'm a naturally goofy guy in life, and I'm joking all day long, so when I drink, I just kind of do more of that. I think if you're an asshole in life and you drink,
you get mean and then you get the hell beat
up. Say a lot of people say money's the same way.
You died to throw him a beating when you were 14 years old. You remember that?
Whoop his damn ass. He had the most aggravating uncle you've ever. He always got drunk and wanted to talk shit, and I was over there going.
And see, the bad thing, this is unfair to you.
Would he ride them till they snap?
Yeah, that's where he got it from.
He was over there screwing around with Shane one night and didn't even know him. Macho man, huh? Whip your ass.
Yeah. That was this close.
See, the thing is, he says things like that and then turns his back.
Yeah.
And see, that was really unfair to you because I beat his ass twice.
Yeah.
And I denied you your opportunity.
He said things like that and he turns his back. And your back was the Marty when Marty jumped over the seat.
Well, I had my head down. So
your DNA.
Here come Marty from the high ground.
You sure this ain't your
dropping
dad?
bombs?
This ain't your real dad you talking about?
That's the DNA.
No, but our genes are closely related.
I would get in a cab and punch somebody in the face though.
Poor bastard. I've heard about that.
Oh, I was provoked. Do not. I don't like being touched when I'm sober. I don't like people coming up and poking at me and shit. Much less doing it when I'm drunk, because then I'm more apt to punch you in the face.
So
just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. I don't like to be touched. Very touchy.
Not touching. Can't get mad.
Not touching you. Not touching you.
Can't get mad.
So you went. You worked in Kuwait too.
Mm-hmm.
How long were you over there?
3 years.
Wrestling?
3 years. No, I had to do something. I had to make some money. I was following the wrestling dream to the point where I hit rock bottom.
It'll break you down.
Yeah, and I got, I started going places, and they were talking to me like they was going to hire me, come here. I was doing all the dark matches and all, and back to back, and then I go to one show, and they act like I was the best thing since sliced bread, and the next show they act like they didn't know who I was, and all of my bills were steady getting behind. I have an engineering degree.
Right.
And I never really took a full-time job because I'm like, I'm about to be a star, and it never worked out that way, and honestly, man, I went to buy a hot dog one day when I did my little debit card thing, and they said my bank account was like on negative $5,000, $6,000. And the daggone IRS came after me, man.
Yeah.
And they when they did it, man, it like woke me up. I was like, they're gonna get their money, but then we worked some stuff out, and I didn't really lose anything or whatever, but I really had to pay them back. So I got an offer to go overseas and make some money there, and I got the job, and my wife was able to come with me.
Oh, she was?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it worked good. My son and my daughter was actually born in Kuwait.
All right.
Or whatever. So.
Were you ever any situation? I don't know. Is there any situations over there, or scary situations or anything?
Yeah. When you get to learn the culture,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying. Sometimes you do things out of ignorance, and you offend people out of ignorance.
I do that.
That just you don't know, like showing people the bottom of your foot is a big thing over there.
You're not supposed to do that.
No, it's like a big insult.
Did you do that a lot?
No, but you can be talking to somebody across your foot, and the person beside you
just pissed him off.
Yeah, little stuff like that.
Pulling out a sword.
Yeah, and you don't know that you did anything like that, but they teach you that stuff when you come in country. But one thing that happened with us, we was actually in the pool downstairs at our house, and all the buildings are kind of like together, and somebody was throwing like car parts in our pool.
Yeah.
And like almost hit our son.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It was like real serious for a time. I went and told the security guard what was going on, and I mean, I was, it takes a lot to get me mad.
Right.
But I mean, with my family, I guess I just snapped.
It don't take much when you got kids and wife.
Yeah, and I mean, because it was like at first it was like you hear the doop like in the water, and yeah, and but it was like some teenage kids or whatever.
Oh, they were just
So it's not like a bunch of terror because we live in the common. They kind of they respect Americans.
Right.
As long as you respect that culture,
right.
So after you get used to that culture, it was actually pretty.
That'd be some shit I'd do. I'd go over there and do something unintentional.
Cross your legs and get shot.
Yeah, I'd be at the embassy strung up somehow.
Those sports
like Mussolini.
Yeah. if you like spit to the ground near somebody or something like that.
There was a lot of stuff when we went to Singapore. We got a list of shit we couldn't do. It was like, they'll whoop your ass if you do it.
They really take offense of it.
At least it's cut and dry over there. They don't go put you through a bunch of shit. They just hang you up and beat the hell out of you and then send you back, don't they?
Shit.
It depends on where you are. A lot of times they just put you in jail for no reason.
Where's your favorite place you traveled to wrestling?
Egypt.
You wrestled in Egypt? Where at?
I want to say Cairo.
Did you see the pyramids?
Yeah.
I still ain't been. The waitress has been. You been?
I've never been. The only place I've ever been out of the country is in Canada and Mexico.
Yeah.
Mexico? You never been Europe any?
I'm supposed to go back to wrestling for Kuwait next month.
Yeah, well, who?
It's some same tournament I did before. They bring like Gangrel and stuff in. But they hadn't. I really don't think much of it until I see tickets because that happens all the time. They say, "Hey, we're doing so and so," and then so I just really don't leave it. Don't take any days off or anything like that.
Remember Slim?
Yeah.
I was booked for something with him. I think Chuck went. It was something where they were going to over there, and it was right when we started working for ECW, so I couldn't go.
Uh-huh.
And trying to think, I had an opportunity. Actually, I had a chance to go to Japan when I was about 21 years old.
Is that with Sam Houston or something? Or you thought it was some nonsense?
Well, I thought he was bullshitting me. I thought he was trying to get me to call him because, anyway, that's a long story. I don't want to go into that. But he was calling me, leaving this back before the cell phone. Another wise decision. This was back before he had cell phones. So he's leaving me messages like, "Man, I got us booked in Japan." I'm like, "You hear that?" And he's like, "You don't go. I'm going to have to take Wendell Cooley." I said, "All right." So my dirt sheet comes in the mail the next week, and I'm in there reading it. Sam Houston and Wendell Cooley versus Kobayashi and Mr. Saito. And I'm like,
wow. Yeah.
Did I tell you how I worked over there?
No, but I was going to ask you about that. I know you went not too long ago.
The guy that was a power warrior. Remember when the Road Warriors, Sasaki came to America, and he became one of the. He closed my damn head off.
Kenzo Sasaki.
They're a little stiff over there, aren't
they? I didn't want too bad, I mean, I think they kind of test you out to see what you'll take, and just.
What are you gonna do? Give it back to them?
Yeah, just punch him in the face. Damn, okay, here we go. Bobby Lashley was my partner. I go again at the 1st of February, and it's going to be Kimbo Slice's pro wrestling debut too.
He's wrestling.
Yeah.
He's actually a cool cat, man.
He's a character. Who's training him?
I don't know. I don't know if he's even trained at all. So that question was from Audrey Morrison. We'll get to more of these. Here's another good one, you guys, from David Mancha. I'm guessing that's his name. He says, "Has the internet damage killed any surprises in pro wrestling?" I'd say it's pretty much killed all of them.
I think between that and cable TV, it's about dead.
Marks.
Yeah, I hate spoilers, so I don't even know. Somebody's asking me, am I ever going to get a new tattoo? And I don't know. That back piece like to kill me.
I don't have any tattoos.
You know what I was thinking?
I thought about getting one too.
You know how they make that? They make that ink now that glows in the dark, like that black light tattoo. Have you seen that stuff? You know what stuff that shows up in a black light that will pop out. I don't see why they can't make tattoos, and I'm just saying that would show up better
on black people.
Yeah, like what if House
How long would be on the head before?
Yeah, see,
No.
Do what?
you had to go there.
Yeah.
And can you swim? Now it's like if they had like it was short, like really white.
Yeah, I know.
I got a lot of black friends with tattoos, but some of them just so dark you can't really tell.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to get one. With,
MVP's got a lot of cool shit on his arms.
He's a lot of
Yeah,
complexion.
he's got a lot of complexion. But it seems like they would make some kind of ink that could pop out.
You ever seen I'll say Omega, but the Omega fraternity guys where they brand themselves?
And they burnt.
A lot of different people do that shit, don't they? A lot of different fraternities.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's rough, if you ask me. They do it with coat hangers and stuff, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
I've seen some guys, like football players and stuff, and that scar's sticking out like this thick. Looks like them scars.
Too,
but wouldn't that be cool? Like if they had, it would be like bright yellow or white.
You walk around with like a glow stick.
Like a not like the damn how the tribal sticks out. But if you could do that, but it would show up in like a light blue or something like that. That'd be cool as shit.
Invent it, man. Get some money.
I can't invent. I just got ideas.
You said
give it to Shannon.
But you heard it here first.
Yeah.
Let Shannon make $1 million.
Shannon Moore make $1 million. Make some ink that shows up.
There you go. And if you get some ink that shows up, I get it. I already got the tattoo I want to get.
What is it?
It's kind of like my heart getting like a rip in my heart and it's showing like wires or whatever. But it has like the Bible inside, like how you work my heart. And so I thought about that.
That's very cool.
There you go.
There you go. So we got to make
Game's
some ink.
glow in the dark nonetheless.
My wife.
Well, not necessarily glow in the dark, but I'm saying if they can make ink that glows in the dark, why can't they make ink that shows up?
They could
I mean,
probably
no.
make it where to play a movie if they wanted to.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. You know.
That's a good idea, right? It's one of those ideas you got to be careful explaining to because it does sound weird, but I'm just saying.
Is that in honor of Willie Clay?
That's my man.
Get him! Get him! I get you now!
Dumb nut, boy.
Shane, what was the last part of that?
I kill you. I put you in hell.
What was he? The hell was he doing? That's where old Firebreaker Chip broke his jaw. The waitress.
Caprice, we're going to break you in.
She's got 3
Hey,
glasses.
let me ask you this. Well,
She bringing 3 glasses. One's for her. One's for her. One's for her.
Can you bless this and make it holy?
No.
Why not?
How you gonna make it holy?
Water the wine, do something.
Just give me a butt of dirt, and I say I'll make this dirt edible. I'm gonna bless it for you. I want you to eat it.
I just thought I'd ask, man. This is an interview type segment. I just figured,
Interview type situation.
yeah, man, just yes or no.
I believe his answer was no.
What do you think about my waitress, Anderson? Keep your eyes out. Look at him.
Eyes front.
Eyes
She
right.
looks like a fitness model.
Yeah.
That's a reason for
She's
it.
trying to kill me in the gym.
That's good.
I ain't
That's
so
really
this week
good.
though. Catching up.
I'm trying to picture you on that Stairmaster.
I need to go,
downstairs.
man. I need some help.
Me on the stairmaster?
Yeah, the one downstairs.
Oh, that one where you just I probably hurt myself on that thing.
I think I'll wear you out, man.
Pull me a short one.
Okay.
Okay.
A short one for Big Mike.
All the way up a little bit.
You should have like bought a glass and we could fill it with Sprite or something.
My water bottle's still downstairs.
Can you bring this water bottle next time so you can bless that? Here's the Caprice Coleman, not drinking because that's his choice. And Marty,
Marty, pour some out for Marty.
for our homie. Yeah.
Golly, that's awful. You like that? Don't
And
you?
that's one thing. I never liked the taste of anything I've tasted.
That tastes like melted
See,
down
I can
bubble
change.
gum.
I don't know. I believe you. I believe, but I mean everything I've ever tasted.
Now they make a whipped cream bar.
Uh-huh.
God.
And I mix it with orange, like I make Crystal Light. You know, mix it in a water bottle, that Crystal Light.
Mm-hmm.
Orange flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And then mix it with the whipped cream vodka. It tastes like an orange creamsicle.
You were
You
making
cannot
those at night
even
at Matt's
tell.
house. You gave me. God,
Not of that. That was just shots of whipped cream.
maybe it was. I woke up the next morning over at Marty's house belching. I didn't know what I'd done. I felt like I ate a box of Twinkies or
You
something.
throw up over anything,
I didn't throw up.
but you will. You like all the time got shit just coming out of you.
I'll throw up.
Thank you.
Had to drop up a hat.
Straight vodka. He's trying to work you
I
guys.
think I'm gonna
It's
throw
my
up.
choice.
I think I'm gonna throw up now.
Boom.
Yeah. You want me to bless the water?
That's why I got a couple gifts this week. And you'll be getting your 8x10s in the mail. Got Caprica season 1.5. And I got Breaking Bad season 2. That's my people send me gifts.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, this
Is
is
that on breakdancing?
no, it's
That's what I thought.
he was a school teacher
Uh-huh.
that he's dying of cancer or something, and he's trying to make a bunch of money for his family. And he's a chemistry teacher, so he runs into this guy who runs like a meth lab, that he can make it better and safer or something. So he's teaching him how to do it, but only so that he can raise money for his family because he's terminal, he's about to die.
Awful.
So it's like
Selling
illegal?
meth.
Off of what?
Selling meth.
Yeah, money. 'Cause he's got no other way to raise money. So it's a real dilemma where you do something bad but for a good reason, but still because you're in that world of bad, there's a whole bunch of craziness going on.
I can see the moral dilemmas.
Yeah, very
I
dilemma.
struggle with those myself.
So I don't know.
So do I call you Ice, or can I still call you Ice? Is that cool?
I know what you mean when you say that. It'll bother me.
Have you ever noticed in this business?
That's what I was calling it when I said that when I did the lead into the show. I was like, Ice Caprice Coleman. Do you have a name that goes with Caprice Coleman, like a working name?
Some Caprice Ice Coleman. Some of them call me the Anointed One now.
Oh, okay.
Whatever
It's
happened
Caprice
to
Coleman. Notorious ICE.
no
What about Notorious
Sweet, whatever,
B.I.G.?
whatever happened to Sweet Dreams?
He's still working.
Is he?
He's still
He,
working.
he used to trip me out. I like that down.
He's got long dreadlocks and stuff.
Yeah.
Now
No,
That's
I
something
don't care
that.
for
It's been a long time.
he's actually gotten pretty big shape, pretty big now.
So when you got any other Ring of Honor dates coming up?
They hadn't called me yet. They said, like I said, they didn't know what was going on with what was going to happen with the deal they got going on. They said they'll let me know. So I really don't get my hopes up anymore. I mean, I did my best for them. They said they liked the crowd. Both nights went into a "Please come back" chant.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed myself, and I told them I worked for them anytime. So it's whenever they call. So if they call, they call.
How often do they run shows?
Like every other week.
Yeah, I'm good friends with Roderick Strong. He's the champ.
Yeah.
So he said Gabe and them guys don't have nothing to do with it anymore.
No. I like El Generico. I don't know if he still works there.
Yeah,
I
he was
like
there.
him. I like a lot of those guys.
A lot of those guys it's like the first time I've been in a place in a long time where I watched the main event guys and I realized why I wasn't at the main event.
Oh, really?
You know what I'm saying? Because they really worked really hard. And I feel like if I start working for them, I mean, there are things I can learn there. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good feeling to know that I can grow somewhere.
Never had to work, Roderick. We worked against each other in a tag match in Canada a couple months ago.
I don't even know who y'all talking about.
He's the Ring of Honor world champion. We played like Words with Friends every day, and I just murder his ass.
Can't even play with you. You're like the king of wit, man. It's just
I kill him. But no, Words with Friends is a Scrabble game.
Oh, okay.
You play on your iPhone.
Okay.
And I destroy him.
My wife plays
Really
that
bad.
game with her sister.
It's bad.
I'm still on Angry Birds.
Oh yeah.
How is that game?
What do you do? Don't.
I got it.
They say it's so addicting.
It is.
I got
My phone's downstairs, man.
I got that Angry Birds.
I ain't left the house in 3 weeks.
They say that's an addicting game.
But you just throw little birds at blocks.
At pigs.
Angry Birds is what we're playing.
You throw, you slingshot these birds at pigs.
Yeah, see, Angry Birds. Is that the pigs? I guess they are pigs.
Yours looks different than mine.
Because I got an iPhone, you got a Java phone. See, you got like a big slingshot here.
Okay.
And there's a bird on it, and you pull it back, and you shoot it over there to knock stuff down.
Can you aim where you shoot at?
Yeah, you can aim every which way.
And the birds do different things. Like those are the ones that'll pop into 3. See how?
Oh, if you hit it, you do that? See, I don't know play it.
They all do different stuff. Like,
Is that what you
What
was
is the
playing
big
when Marty
yellow
jumped on?
all right, when you hit him,
When Marty whooped your ass.
yeah. When you touch the screen, he like jet rockets or whatever.
Oh, I didn't know that. See,
Okay, I see.
then you got to knock all this stuff down and kill all the pigs, but obviously I'm not going to do that. This is the most exciting show you've ever seen right here. No.
And of course, nobody can see what you're doing.
Angry Birds.
It's on a split
By
screen.
Rovio. Brute. By Fabergé.
Brute by Fiber J.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people talking about that game.
Yeah, that game too. And this is another one since you got an iPhone. Not that one. No, don't be looking at. Ninja, like Ninja.
Yeah, I got that.
That one's awesome.
Yeah.
And you got Doodle Jump.
No.
Get that one.
You got that,
I played that Doodle Jump
you got
nonstop.
that bitch loaded up with apps, don't you?
Man, yeah.
Look at all these things, man.
Shoot.
Let's see, how many screens I got? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Was that an
5,
iPhone?
6,
Yeah.
7, 8,
See, I don't have AT&T.
10.
See, I got the. I probably have 10, but I put all mine in those.
In the groups?
The groups, yeah. Works pretty good for
Very
me.
organized, don't you?
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
organized individual.
That's why you're anointed. Are you sure you can't bless this?
No, I'm not gonna mess with it, man.
There's got to be somewhere you can bless it.
Have you ever noticed in this business that when you introduce yourself to one of the other boys, it's like rude if you don't use your real name when you introduce yourself?
Right.
Yet it's also rude if you call somebody by their real name after that point.
Very weird. You need,
Well,
a,
ironical.
you need a chill? Smaller?
So I got old school.
You know, I mean, I meet Triple H for the first time. I said, "How you doing?" I'm Mike. He said, "I'm Paul." Never called him Paul a day in his life.
Right.
And it probably would not be in my own best interest to do so.
I met him for the first time a couple of years ago, and he's actually a really cool. I mean, he could be a jerk.
You know,
but
that's
he's
why
a really
everybody was,
cool
you
guy.
know, because I'm real honest on here, and like he's talking about, you know, my feelings for Sean notwithstanding. Man, they're all expecting me to hate Triple H. I was like, he was always very cool.
He never did
really-
anything to me. I've always thought
He's
he was
a
all right.
really, really cool guy. I mean, when I met
You
him,
can't be jealous because he knew how to do what he does.
Yeah.
You know.
I just never hated it.
well, but
I never hated
Flair,
Sean either.
Flair's the same way.
Huh?
I said I never hated Sean either.
That's
Actually, I don't know Sean.
My thing was like, like I said, attitude in the back. Like if you know it's him and Ric Flair, they've gone so far, but like, you know, Ric Flair, I believe, is one of the greatest showmen ever.
Yeah.
But in the back, man, he sit down, talk to you, he crack jokes. He's just a laid back person. And to me, for him to be that with me, and I'm nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It takes that attitude that carries you that
Don't be
far.
so hard on yourself, bro.
No, I mean, but like, I wasn't signed or anything like that. And he come chop me in the chest, sit there and talk to me like I was, you know, one of his friends or whatever. I mean, Hunter the same way. And I'm like, man, that's cool. Now, I mean, some guys, it's
I
like,
thought he was cool because I've blacked his damn eye that night by accident. And I thought he was going to go off.
Who?
Flair, you know that story where I kicked that door shut and hit him in the face with it?
Ah, God, woo!
Yeah. I thought, oh.
Flair always liked me.
I started to turn around and leave. My car was out there. I could have got to it. I started to just walk out there and leave my bags in the
Where'd you
locker
park that car?
Right fucking here.
Another F-bomb.
I
want you to see
that
who's
one was
the
like
same.
kind of
Like
8
0-3.
You got a counter over there?
Just saying I'm on good behavior.
Now that was a funny story.
That was funny. Who are those guys?
The Ring Lords.
You remember those, the Ring Lords?
Rick and Speedy?
Yes.
We're in Concord,
Yeah.
North Carolina, working for
It was Willie Clay's show, but Manny was
Willie Clay.
booking it or something.
Manny Fernandez.
And remember Manny rode with us? We were sitting outside waiting on him because him and Willie were in there counting the gate.
Okay.
Because we had to give him a ride. He was living with Chuck at the time. We had to
Right.
give him a ride back to Chuck's house. Oh my God! You gonna tell him? You want me to tell him?
We're sitting there in the car.
It was daylight too, wasn't it? I don't know if the show.
No, it was night. It was night. But it was real lit up there because it was in the Army parking lot. They had a lot of lights, street lights or whatever. So these guys out there just looking around like this, and you're gonna have to excuse our language, but we got to tell the story as it happened. He guys go, "Hey man, somebody stole my fucking car."
He's looking at that damn parking place like
Yeah,
it's
he's
supposed to
looking
be
at the
there.
ground like it's gonna pop up. He's just looking at the ground with the car. He's like, "Man, somebody stole my fucking car." And then his partner goes,
Then Speedy, and the way they talk, man, because Rick Slagle talks like, "Hey, where's my fucking car?" And Speedy's back there going, "Where'd you find the car at, man?
"Hey man,
Where'd you find the car?"
where'd you park the car at?" He goes, "Right fucking here."
That was when me and you fell out of the front seat rolling on the ground like that dog on that Geico commercial.
We went crazy laughing.
Oh man, they got mad too and I couldn't help it.
Yeah,
It's not funny! It's not funny!
Somebody stole my car. Like, it wasn't
That was
us.
my car. Where was it at?
I think that bitch got repoed.
I think it got repoed. And so then, like, we went and stopped, ate, chill, whatever. We dropped Manny off, and we're driving back to Raleigh. And we passed, this pickup truck that's hauling the ring truck.
Oh man.
And Speedy and Rick, whatever his name, are in the back of the truck.
It was about 30 degrees outside too, and they're sitting in the back of this little truck.
Freezing.
Getting a ride home.
And George is driving the truck, and he's got a toboggan on this eye. And he's got, he had gigged and he bled all over the place. He's all bandaged up with like blood on his face. He's going,
damn.
And
It was like sleet or something too. It was
and it was so cold. We just kept going.
Hey.
We'll check you.
You ever seen them guys since then?
Yeah, I actually had to work him after that. That's the one time I was a Hardy Boy. Because they advertised the Hardy Boys to work the Ring Lords. And Jeff and Shannon's car broke down. I think I was supposed to wrestle Shannon that night. And their car broke down. They couldn't make it. They probably just said, the hell with it and didn't show up. But either way, their car broke down, so they say. And so we're back there, and what was that promoter from Greensboro? Plano, Chris Plano.
Mm-hmm.
He's back there freaking out. And I was sitting there back there going, I said, man, I'll be a damn Hardy Boy. But I was just kind of just goofing off.
What do you say?
He goes,
All right.
can you be a Hardy Boy? And I was going,
I can't be it.
I guess, if you need one. He goes, man, because we advertise the Hardy Boys. They don't really know which one's which.
Did you call
You
yourself
and Matt?
Jeff Hardy?
I was Shane Hardy. So I put on a pair of Matt Surge tights. Those ridiculous looking tights he
How
used
many
to wear.
colors
Did
did
they
you
fit you or
have?
were they too big?
Nah, I mean, it was spandex, so it fit. And we went out there and we were I was Shane Hardy and Matt Hardy, the Hardy Boys.
You were Will of the Wisp one night too, you remember that?
I was Will of the Wisp one night.
Remember
No,
everybody was Mula that night?
Yeah, and Matt came talking to me, thinking I was Jeff, because I looked just like him. I had like the one he always wore. He had made a new one for that match, and I had the one he always wore. And we were kind of shaped similar, other than he's a couple inches taller than me. But Matt came up talking to me like I was Jeff. Hey man, we got to do this, and this, and this. And I go, Matt, it's Shane. He goes, oh, damn.
That night was awesome.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
That's good booking right there.
That was
awesome.
really
That was
great.
awesome.
That had me back there going,
Yeah, that's like stuff that make you feel like a fan again.
Yeah, when I came out and I was doing all the willow dances, everybody definitely thought I was him.
Nobody knew.
Gemini kid out there. Yow.
Yeah, man. He sent some questions too. But he put them on Twitter. He's like, I forgot what one was, but the other one goes, how do you pronounce Yow? You ever work for Jeff, the Gemini kid?
CWE.
CWF.
TJ, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a new building that I haven't been to. Since I've been back in the country, I haven't worked for him.
Man,
You know Jeff was my roommate in college.
Mm-hmm. That's how you met him?
that's a little top notch little organization down there, man. They work hard.
Mm-hmm. They got with like a decent internet thing.
I just saw them in they drove up to Poughkeepsie, New York for that Northeast show. Him and him.
Jeff Rudd and Chuck Cooks were my roommates in college.
Mad Max.
Yeah.
That's Chuck Cooks.
What's he doing now?
He had cancer. Do you know that?
He had cancer. He's a cancer survivor. Yeah.
Really?
Bad cancer.
What?
He had stage 3.
Last time I saw him, we did the live action wrestling.
Oh yeah,
That's the
Charles
last.
Law.
Yeah.
He's been out of it for what, 3 or 4 years.
It might be longer than that.
He's got do you know he's got Bell's palsy now?
Does he?
Yeah, that shit like JR's got.
Dang, man.
Can't blink. He blinks like this.
So what kind of cancer did he have?
Hodgkin's disease.
Damn. I hate some fucking cancer.
That he had. I think he had stage 3 too. I mean he went to go get a physical. I don't know if you ever heard how they found it, but he went to go get a physical to get a Virginia wrestling license, and they found some kind of lump right here. The doctor's like, "Is that hurt?" And he's like, "No." And he said 2 days later he was in the hospital under a knife.
Damn.
That's what, like, with business, man. Like, you run into so many people, and like you kind of get attacked, or you know them, and then like something like that happened, and you realize, you know about 300-400 people, and then they name somebody's name like that, and you see what happened to them. It's like family.
Yeah.
Everybody's family.
Well, man, I've known Chuck. I mean, I met Chuck when I was in high school. I mean, he's I've been friends with him for 25 years.
Yeah, him and he had his son about the same age as my son.
Have you seen him lately?
I feel like I've been in a time warp.
Chuck's son, how big is he? 300 pounds?
Shit. He couldn't get through that door right there.
Was he?
He's just big. I mean, it's not, I mean.
How old is he?
18, something like that.
Is he 18? There's no way.
His head's the size of that box right there. I mean, I ain't kidding. He is just
he 18?
big.
He's 18?
Yeah, he just turned 18, I think. He's
No
graduating
shit.
high school this year. He is big.
Is he in shape?
No.
Yeah.
He's built like a offensive lineman or something. He's just big.
Does he do anything? Does he play football or anything?
He was playing football. I think he quit. That's a waste right there too.
Yeah, no.
He's
So who's your picks next week for the games? Oh, we got Green Bay and Chicago.
It's a toss up to me at this point.
You got Chicago?
I would say Chicago too on that one.
Who's
And
the
I
other
can't. It's the
The
Jets
Jets?
and the Steelers. I would pick the Steelers.
I'll have to pick. I was gonna say Steelers. I go with Steelers.
I mean, the Jets are kind of
look
riding.
good.
I think the Jets are performing over their heads a little bit right now.
I think we're going to see the Packers and the Steelers in the
That's
Super
what I
Bowl.
think. That's what.
But keep in mind, last week 0-4. This week I'm saying Packers and Steelers. But last week I was just rocking. You watch basketball any? Have you watched Blake Griffin?
I haven't had to keep up with basketball.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
No, who was that?
Dude, they cannot have a ESPN top 10 plays without Blake Griffin being on there. He is a slam
Who's he play
dunk.
for?
He plays for the damn Clippers.
Okay.
Oh,
And they're the most exciting team to watch now, man. Like, everybody thought that Miami Heat was going to be the team this year because of, Bosh Wade and LeBron. Clippers are the best team to watch this year.
well, who's the San Antonio's?
San Antonio's awesome.
They got the best record or whatever.
They're always kind of like just awesome without.
They're consistent.
They don't really do a lot of highlight stuff, but Ginobili's going crazy.
Well,
He's like winning games, doing all kinds. He's playing the best ball of his career, just about.
the thing is, the NBA playoffs last about 6 months, don't they?
The
I mean, every game, every matchup is like a best of 7.
Lakers are struggling. The Heat's really doing bad. They're all hurt. They all just keep getting hurt.
Well, LeBron's on the bench right now, isn't he?
No, he came back last night, I think.
What do you have, a
Last
sprained
night, the
ankle?
night before, yeah, some kind of sprained ankle.
That's crazy how you can get. Well, they've actually been winning though, but when they first started playing, didn't they lose 10 or 12 games? Or something?
Yeah, well, they were terrible because they just didn't play each other. Like, I mean, they couldn't practice together or something. So
Well, plus it's like, I guess each one of them trying to be a superstar on their own or something.
yeah,
or
you
playing
got to
as a
learn.
team.
Share the ball.
It's gonna be the playoffs are gonna be wild because I'm a big Boston Celtics fan, not because Boston, but because of this particular team.
Well,
I just like this team. They're kind of like the old men,
yeah.
But they find a way to win, and it's just real cool. I like that little Nate guy.
I
He's
hate the
awesome,
Celtics.
huh?
I've always hated the Celtics.
I like the Celtics, man, but man, I'm telling you, you cannot watch top 10 plays on ESPN without Blake Griffin gripping the damn goal down every week, every day.
See, I used to love NBA basketball back in the 80s when you had I was a Lakers fan.
Mm-hmm.
When they had that dynasty team with
Man,
Kareem and Magic.
I was a big NBA fan too.
And that's why I don't like the Celtics.
You don't watch it
it
much no more?
Not really. I mean, a lot of times I really don't watch a lot of TV anymore.
I like NBA better than college ball to me. just because it's more of a fast-paced game, and the games are longer. But it seemed like when Michael Jordan got out of there, that they didn't really have a superstar that was entertaining until LeBron came.
The ratings really picked up though this year, and I mean last year
I'm starting to get interested in it again.
NBA playoffs picked up really big. Football, like the NFL this year, ratings were through the roof. Mm-hmm. Every Monday night was just murder.
Well, see, I like college football. That's what I like.
I like
a lot of people like college ball more because it's like the love is different, man. It's like
but I think NFL across the country, as far as sports fans and fanatics, they go crazy for NFL first, then college football, and then NBA basketball, and then college. We see college basketball.
College basketball is big here.
Yeah, because this is ACC.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when I lived in Florida, or when I was born there in Jacksonville. When I was a kid, nobody watched college basketball. I didn't know, I didn't know anything about it. And then I remember my first day of school up here in the 6th grade. The ACC tournament just started, and we all went in the cafeteria, and they brought TVs in there, and we all sat there and watched basketball games all day.
See, and that goes to tell people watching, that's how big ACC really basketball is down here.
Man,
they'll show it in school.
We took the whole day off of school and sat in the cafeteria and watched it was on Friday, and we were watching the two play-in games.
But that's when everybody was a threat,
Where's your water bottle?
It was like Carolina State, everybody was a threat, man.
And I remember
we got 4 major colleges in a 50-mile radius. But Wake Forest is down in Western Carolina now, right? Mm-hmm. Have they always been there?
No, it used to be in Wake Forest.
Yeah, it used to be in Wake Forest, right? We have 4 major colleges in a 50-mile radius.
Well, I didn't know who any of these schools were.
Where's your water?
I just moved up here.
It looks the same, man.
And
it does look the same. Yours is potent, man.
I remember Hawkeye Whitney was playing for state then. Remember him?
Hell no.
I keep going back too far. What were you, 2 back then?
Wikipedia.
I was a damn fetus.
Do you personally remember state winning the championship in '83?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you the thing that lately that's got me for college sports, college athletics in general the last couple of years. Let me think to Hermie Sadler. If you watched the Carolina game last night, I was floor seats right under Carolina's goal. Me and a couple of my buddies, Hermie Sadler gave me those tickets.
He gave David Coates tickets to the Carolina-Georgia Tech football game.
He should have never did that.
But I appreciate that. Never met you before, but thanks for the tickets.
I'm an NC State fan, but man, they dragging me, man. They get me to that Carolina side, man. It's hard because I go to more games. And if you in, watch your hands.
I'll check y'all later.
When you in the Ding Dong,
that was pretty cool.
The Ding Dong's electric, brother, man. I'm a Wolfpack fan. I love Wolfpack because I grew up Wolfpack, but the Ding Dome is electric.
I've always been Carolina. I'm a Carolina and Duke fan. It's like with Duke, only reason why I like Duke is because it's like you have to respect their game.
I have a lot of respect for Mike Krzyzewski.
Mike, he's the best coach. He's like the best coach in the world. I'm a Carolina fan.
I do. I think Krzyzewski's the best coach ever.
God.
He'll surpass. I don't know how old he is. What, he's 60 years old or something?
Yeah, if he don't beat Bobby Knight this year, he'll beat him next year as the most winningest coach ever.
Unless nothing happens to him, he's got that shit.
The game I went to last night, they were playing Clemson Tigers, and my buddy, one of my great friends, Tink, his name's Tink Jones, went with us, and he had a Clemson shirt on. I was like, dude, we got like alma mater seats here. You got to take that shit off. So if you saw my pictures on Twitter, he's wearing a Hurricane shirt.
Sitting next to Dean Smith.
Man, pretty much. We're right there, and like we're on the court. We're pretty much on the court. I was like, you can't wear that Clemson shit. But he still had his Clemson toque on, and the Ram came over and jumped on him and started whooping his ass. And it was a great time. So Hermie Sadler's my boy. You guys need to.
Now you know he's friends with David somehow.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they.
We just went on New Year's. I invited you there. You had something to do. But New Year's we went to Hermie's. Hermie's had a restaurant.
I saw that.
Yeah.
No
he opened up
No David.
No David.
No.
He opened up a new restaurant called Faux Show in Emporia, Virginia. It's awesome.
I think David worked for this company.
Yeah, David used to do something for NASCAR.
Yeah, it was those theme parks.
Right,
and he got to know him like that somehow. But they're friends. David got those football tickets from him. Those were seats. They were 50-yard line, halfway up seats, about the best seats you can get without sitting on a press box.
Well, I just got a text from my web mistress, Shelly, who bosses me around all the time. I'm a whoop ass. So they want to know why I chose Lucha Libre over TNA. It wasn't I chose any company over the other one. I just thought Lucha Libre was the best fit for me. And
MTV.
It's on MTV too. Lucha Libre, USA. Yeah,
that was the contract.
I signed the contract
for watching, right?
Yeah, thanks for watching. It wasn't choosing one company or another. I just think that's the best fit for me right now. There's a couple of the really cheesy websites that had this real nasty rumor about so and so and so and so, but it's got nothing to do with that. It's just I think that's the best fit for me. And
how often do they shoot?
Every other week. But I wasn't, I wasn't sure when I left WWE whether I wanted to do another TV contract. I was on TV for 12 years. I'm like, I can't be on TV for my whole life.
I think people don't understand that. It's like
they don't understand how hard it is.
Yeah, it's like, and then once you get away, it's kind of like getting out the army. Growing your hair out and just letting loose for a little while, because you're on the road so many days during the week, and now it's like it's a choice you make to just like take a vacation.
Well, this day and time, to get 12 years with one company, that's doing a lot.
Well, no, it was 2 years with WCW.
Well, that's right, and then 10
with WWE.
But that's still a long run. I mean, you remember back in the day, a guy'd be around for a year and a half, and that was it.
That was it, man. I mean, I got 12 years off TV, so I'm like, I was just kind of fine with that. I was like, I'm going to do the indies. I got 10,000 side projects I'm trying to do. That's keeping me occupied. Money, I'm fine with money, so I was like, I'm not even going to worry about it. Then the Lucha Libre thing came up, and
that's a good break schedule, though. I mean, it's not like a consistent have to be here. Every 2 weeks, just there. It's consistent.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
I never worked for WCW other than nightly enhancement talent type things back in the day. How's that compared to the WWE?
Well, keep in mind it was my first TV contract.
Right, I know.
So I wasn't saying shit. I'm happy to be there.
But looking back in hindsight, how was it?
I don't know. When WWE put out that DVD, The Life and Death of WCW, or The Rise and Fall of WCW, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that was a little ego based on his part, wasn't it?
Like, they interviewed me, and they was trying to get like dirt out of me, and I'm like, I had a great time. I didn't have nothing to really say. If you know anything about the business, you know that they wasted a ton of money. They gave silly contracts to people that didn't deserve them.
Why was that?
I think Lanny Poffo got like a...
were they just people that were handing out the contracts for being marks?
Yeah, marks, and just Ted Turner was throwing money their way, so they said, hell with it, we'll give it.
So then what? He said, okay, I'm going to merge with AOL or
yeah,
whatever,
the AOL Time Warner is what killed WCW. And
they said, get rid of it, or we're not doing this?
So it was, it's so many things. There's so many
things
money, that kind of snowballed. Yeah, because they had so many guaranteed contracts. Like I said, Lanny Poffo, I think, had $250,000 a year contract.
That's got to be the most money he ever made.
I think he made 1 or 2 matches. I think it might have been just 1. And he got paid $250,000 for like 3 or 4 years.
Damn.
And I could be mistaken about that, but that's the story I've always been told.
I've heard all those stories.
He got paid for years, $250,000, and never did anything.
He did cash them checks.
Except for go to the bank and say, cha-ching. And there's no way, I love Randy Savage, one of my all-time favorites, and I'm not dissing on his brother, but maybe I am, but there's no way he's worth $250,000.
I wonder, like, during that era, how many people were under contract and just forgot about it and still draw money.
A lot of them. Because they were taking on the WWE talent, they were doing this, and the thing was, they would tell those guys, here, you're going to make this amount of money even if you don't work.
Yeah.
Just to keep them from getting them.
Just to keep them from going to Vince. And it was just crazy. But they were making...
That was a good time for all of us.
But during the height of the NWO, man, they were selling out everywhere.
Didn't they sell out the Georgia Dome?
Yeah.
That place is big.
That place is monstrous.
I worked in there one night. WWE ran it, or WWF back then, but we had a match with Kaientai, and they had that shit blocked off all the way down, but the very nub end of it. All the 18-wheelers and shit were parked inside the building behind the curtain.
I mean, I did some shows there. I worked any shows that had more people. Then again, I always talk about, like, every time I go to the Ding Dome, there's some people that came up and talked to me, and I was like, I actually did a match here.
Well, I remember when business was down for them, too, because remember when Chuck was working for them so much?
Yeah.
He used to get us booked up there, 1 or 2 times a month. And we went to a show in Warner Robins, Georgia, a WCW show back in probably... When did that NWO stuff take off? Like 96?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, this was probably in 92, or this is when they were just coming off the heels of doing all that stupid Shockmaster, all that dumb horse shit.
Uh-huh.
And they were in a big 20,000-seat auditorium, but there wasn't 300 people in that crowd.
Yeah.
That was pretty pathetic. I mean, Sting and Luger and all their top guys were there. It was a TV taping. And the office was flipping out. They're out there trying to move people around and cover up seats and move cameras and turn off lights and everything else, trying to hide it. I was like, damn, this ain't looking
that's the thing, man. Like even at some WWE shows the last couple of years, I was like, man, I should have invested in black curtains because that would made it kill them.
Those things they pull over the seats and stuff.
Yeah, over the big
so nobody
seats.
can tell
Well,
nobody's there.
they got those ones where they got different colors painted on them, so it looks like people.
I ain't never saw that. They ain't never used those.
They used to have those things. They were just tarps or something, but they just had different color splotches of paint on them. And they put them in the upper balcony and pull them over the empty seats, and then they just you put a little bit of light on them and you see colors. It looks like something's up there.
Who knows? Who knows?
You know how they can the heat too? How
The noise.
yeah, so it's like Howard Finkel. I don't know he's not there anymore, is he?
He's actually still there. He's like the longest employee ever.
Well, he'd go out there, but let me hear you boo, and everybody'd boo. And they're just playing with him.
Yeah.
Thinking, taping that shit for the TV.
Oh, is that really?
Yeah, because then he'd say, "Let me hear you cheer," and he'd say, "Hey, let me hear you say, whatever they'd chant at the time or something like that." Because you'll be watching TV and you'll hear them chanting or booing and cheering, and you look out there and everybody's going.
I didn't know that. I know they would do it. I know what they would do it. Like they actually add padding in a certain superstar's music. Like sometimes you hear a guy come out and it sounds like the crowd's going crazy.
It's in the
It's
track.
because they can their music
And put the
for
cheers
guys that they want you to cheer for.
Mm.
They
They
put
ought to
like
just
they
put those
put
applause
noise.
signs up like they do in a TV studio.
I ain't gonna say who it is, but a certain superstar came out and he was like rehearsing his entrance, and he went up on the turnbuckle, and this was during the day. And when he went up and raised his arms, the crowd goes, "Ah," and I was going, wait a minute.
There's nobody in here.
Everybody in here.
And then they changed it to his regular music so that we wouldn't know. But for a minute there, we could all hear it. And there's a couple of guys, we were all in the crowd going, I mean, because we were out there, and we had to stop working out because of this, and we go, ah.
Busted.
They're going to push who they want to push, man.
Yeah, they're going to push who they want to push,
Push who
exactly.
they want to push.
So what
That's
about the
all good.
WWE?
What about
I don't know. How was that as an experience?
No, I loved it, man. He was it's good. It's just weird, man. When I think about guys like Caprice, like when I see guys that are just super talented, should have been there. You had a nice little.
I never made it out of the dark matches, but I was in that locker room for 2 years with everybody.
Yeah, for 2 years you were there doing matches, and it's just weird. It's such a weird company now. It's not what this business is right now. It's not what the business is supposed to be.
I have a feeling now that it's completely different when I was there.
Dude, I promise you it is.
I mean, with all the young guys and all the new people and all that stuff.
The problem I ran into when I got back in the country, because like I was over there and I was ministering and all, and the love for wrestling never left me.
Uh-huh.
And then I started getting bookings overseas and all, and I came back here. I told my mom, I said, I'm coming back. I'm gonna wrestle full time. I get back, and a lot of people are so excited to see me and all. And I start working these different shows, and they're handing you gas money.
Yeah.
And I'm telling my wife, I'm gonna go back and make a living off this. And then you're like, well, I'm charging this much. They're like, well, we really can't afford that. And you got some little guy that's willing to jump through a ladder and off a cage. It's not going to charge anything because he just wants to, and that's the way the business
I was
is now.
getting gas money if I lived in that town.
Yeah, I mean, it's, but you can't feed your family. I mean, before when I was young and single and all that stuff, it wasn't big. But now it's like you try to make a living at this business. It's crazy,
Once they went public, and now they got to show dividends to shareholders. They've been steadily cutting down the overhead, and that's why, like right now, I mean, pretty much 70% of the roster are guys you really don't know.
Because they'll work cheap.
And it's hard to say. I mean, they're always going to be the biggest company in the world because their brand has been built over decades and decades of business. But if they had just started right now with that roster they got right now, they would not be the best company in the world. TNA would totally be rocking. But, I mean, their brand is always going to be the biggest brand, but because they just don't want to pay nobody. That's why guys like myself, Shelton Benjamin, all these other guys got let go. I mean, they just let go low-key. They couldn't find nothing for that guy to do. It's talented.
You
as
can't
hell.
find
they'll
nothing for
bring
him
him
to do.
back.
That's it. The bad thing about guys
crazy.
like him and Dragon is, everybody makes a big deal. And them guys have been around for 10 or 12 years.
Yeah,
I mean, they were
long time.
Dragon and Spanky were on developmental deals back in Memphis when I was there. That's right after Sean trained them. And it was them, and it was Lance Cade, and there was this other dude named Shooter Schultz. I've never seen him since.
Yeah.
Did anybody ever hear what happened to him?
No, I didn't.
He was actually good, too, and I don't know what happened to him. He got some kind of hernia or something lifting weights down there and was hurt.
Oh!
That's what he said.
That's the trick. Like it was busy. Like we was talking about, we was naming all those guys to be. And I hope it's not a bad question, but like, is there a time to where you feel like they might say something to me today? This might be my they getting ready to where you're paranoid going to work. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
that whole like last ECW run I did, I was like, this shit sucks so bad. And it wasn't my stuff. Like, I was having fun working virtual, and my backstage shit was just, I mean, was some of the stuff I did. But
that's hilarious.
I was like, this show sucks so bad. I was like, I don't know, you know.
What show were they piggybacking that with? SmackDown?
No, that was on a wholly different channel.
I know they didn't do it. They didn't tape it.
On the SmackDown.
SmackDown night, yeah.
But
But that was the thing. We would go out there and they go, look, don't do too much because SmackDown's coming right after you. And you're like,
they don't want you to kill the crowd.
Yeah, they didn't want you to kill the crowd. So, like, the whole ECW show was just handcuffed. Nobody knew who half of them were.
You see the irony there? ECW, don't do anything?
Yeah.
Well, what I've noticed is different now is back when I was there, if somebody, you know, if their storyline would end and they didn't have nothing for them, they keep flying you in for 2 years before they finally let you go.
Yeah.
They fly you into TV every week. You just sit back there. And it's like now guys will be in an angle and they walk through the curtain and they fire you.
Yeah.
Hey, man, great job. Yeah, you're all done.
Like, when they let Shannon Moore go, I think they let him go on a Friday. He was on SmackDown that same Friday, that same night.
That's what that's you know, just that seems different. I don't know how those decisions are made now.
Like, talent relations up there is no organization right now at all.
That's hard.
That's the main problem. And Vince is just gone, man. He's just so crazy right now. You don't even see it.
Well, how do they decide? I mean, when somebody's right in the middle of a storyline, what makes them say, hey?
Because it's stupid. Because they don't know. They have no
Are they
future
checking
direction.
ratings or anything?
You know, we used to, like, when we got there, when JR was the head of talent relations, we would get a booking sheet, and it would be like a month and a half in advance. Now it's week to week. You don't know who's on the house shows until you get the TV.
Now,
And it's like that every week.
Prepare for it too.
We used to get the house show because we'd work house. We didn't work on all the house shows. We'd work maybe once a month. But that's where that was where you made good money doing that back then.
Yeah,
And,
you made more money on house shows than you do on TV.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I don't remember what the biggest payday I got on a house show was, but it was a lot. What they base it on the gate? It was based on the gate.
Oh, based on the gate. And you know, you ain't got the overhead of TV production and high
Well, the house shows
definition.
were fun too because they weren't as wasn't all that pressure. And I mean, you'd have like one agent there. It would normally it was Blackjack Lanza or somebody would be there running the thing. Would they still? Is he still around?
No, it's gone.
But he would like screw with you too. They used to do that.
He always liked me. So.
I mean, they do stuff like you'd be out there having a match, and he'd just, hey, go out there and run in on.
Yeah,
All of a sudden, here
crazy.
comes 3 guys running out
He
the
was
back,
crazy as hell. He was just crazy as hell.
and he'd be back there laughing like hell. Look at him.
So let's go to the chat room real quick because it usually blows up. Let's see if they got any questions. And here's where it goes fucking crazy.
Did you see it the other week when I hit you with that snake in the grass?
Snake in the grass.
My gal.
So, all right. Okay, they're going to put it in slow motion so we can read it. The Minister on 2012. Is the world going to end 2012?
I really don't know. I live my life every day.
Come on, man.
You
We
can't.
need
You
a yes or a
can't.
no.
Jesus said he don't even want to know. So how would I know?
No man knows. the time
Nobody
or
knows
place.
the day or the hour.
All right.
Live your life.
Keep your
Party
mind
in
full.
Long Beach. I'm in.
It'll come like a thief in the night.
Oh, that's kind of quick. Bring Murray in. Murray's too insane.
I did want to say something.
I'm glad Kong's coming to WWE. That's going to be awesome.
Is that confirmed?
I don't know if it's confirmed, but if
You
it
know
is,
something?
That's good. That's real good. She's nice. She is nice lady.
I've never met her, but they got to get away from this thing where everybody looks the same.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
I mean, all the divas
Awesome.
look the same. All the guys look the same.
And they all
Same stuff.
are not good. Not all of them.
They
but so
all
many of them
work
are
the same. I mean, they're all trained by the same 3 guys and taught, and they get the same writer writing their. I mean, they just got to get some diversity. Think about Jim Crockett Promotions. You got Abdullah the Butcher, Jimmy Valiant, Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, the Barbarian. Did any of them guys look alike?
Not a bit.
Everybody stood out.
I mean, that's the thing about her. She's got a different look.
The best Indian NC that I know of is the CWF out of Burlington, the Carolina Wrestling Federation, which is MidAtlanticWrestling.com.
Nice, Jeff.
Jim Red.
Is he the one that sent that?
Maybe so.
Does it say "Gal" at the end of it?
Gow!
Where's he live? Does he live in Burlington?
Burlington and Charlotte, he fuses time. And two, somebody says, what are my feelings on Wade Nexus? Like, for years on the Hardy show, me, Matt, Jeff, and Shannon have been called the Core. And that's why, and the WWE knows about that show. They watched the show. They talked to Matt about the show. And they just named a group on that show the Core. Bastards.
Aren't they kind of copying the NWO angle with that?
NWA almost been done to death.
I mean, the NWO, they Bischoff stole it from Japan, didn't he? Didn't they do something over there first?
Nobody's really new anymore, though.
I know, but those invasion angles are like really good when they first do them, and then they always try to keep them going too long. I mean, isn't the idea with an angle to have a payday at some point and end it?
Look, my webmaster says, when my new schedule going to be up? She's on me tonight. I get to it tomorrow, I promise. Right.
What, you're here trying to do a live show? And
Trying to do a live show.
Bitching at you?
CWF247.com by Big Chef Mikey. There you go. Thanks, brother. Yeah, my. Mr. Anderson is world champion. I like it. I love Ken. He's a good buddy of mine. I love it.
You said I'd like him.
Oh, yeah. He's very funny.
What did they do? Busted his head open or something not too long ago?
Jeff did.
What did he hit him with?
Damn, a chair.
Damn. Baby.
How to Batman. Midnight tonight. Pacific time. So that'll be 3 a.m. Central time. How to Batman on GeekWeek.com. Everybody watch it. That guy's awesome. You ever seen him? He's in a Batman costume, but he's a big old boy. And he talks in that Batman voice like this. And he just teaches you how to do crazy shit. It's awesome. Let's see. Alright. Wow, I've got money.
Remember Jackie Fulton?
Well, like guys is trying to for me sometimes I feel like you were saying, like WWE's not looking for anybody like over a certain age anymore, and guys that still feel like they have a chance. Now, what kind of advice would you give guys like that?
I mean, you just got to keep plugging away. Like once you get over, they'll take you. That putting the age limit.
That's for guys that want to come in there and start from scratch. I would say that's my speculation.
That's probably for FCW. I can't imagine that would be actually for WWE. Top brand, that's got to be for the FCW.
That won't last. They won't stick with that. Remember when WCW pulled that back about 10 years ago when they were running power?
It always changes too.
They're trying to justify the money they spend on FCW. That's one of the things they're doing too when they bring up those guys. They're trying to justify a reason for FCW even existing. But for every guy they bring up, most of them don't make it. Most of them aren't shit.
That's what I like. When I keep going back to attitude back in the stage, man, it's like your lifestyle in the back, and that's why a lot of them come in because they're talented and they get fired because of the stuff they do after the show.
Yeah, but the thing is, in WWE, you used to have talent to get there. You used to have talent to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Now they hire you even if you just absolutely suck.
They hire you based 100% on looks.
And sometimes it's not even a good look. Sometimes it's just like...
Why are they taking all these second-generation guys and changing their names?
Well, they only did it with McGillicuddy and a big guy, right? Husky Harris.
Well, I mean, why would you not want to get a rub from your dad?
I don't know.
They still
that's the only reason they got hired is because of who they are.
I mean, I wasn't going to haul off and say that about them, but I mean, if your dad's already got a name, why wouldn't you want to use it?
I don't know.
I mean, they had Jimmy Snuka's son. They weren't. I mean, they did that after the fact, after they had him doing something completely different.
They probably. I would think.
And then he got fired for not catching the Undertaker.
Is that what he did? He dropped Taker?
Yeah, he was the guy that was at WrestleMania, the first Taker Shawn match. And I went to Michael Hayes too, and I was like, why the heck? Like, he never, if you don't know how to dive, you don't know how to catch. 9 times out of 10.
I've done all the catches.
Because when you dive, you understand how important the catch is. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
This guy,
like the flex phenom,
he's very,
Jeff Hardy catch.
His high flying shit puts mine in the dirt.
Have I ever dropped you?
No.
The high flying is awesome, spectacular. That catch is very important.
It's needed. It's detrimental.
And I just went to Michael Hayes and I was like, why would you have somebody that doesn't do that out there? Because if you haven't done it and you see a gigantic human body flying towards you,
your first instinct is to run.
Yeah, get the hell out of it. Yeah. And maybe it was probably just a misjudgment or whatever, but if you've done it enough, you know to be there. Like, dude, I could have went out there and caught him. And you ain't got to catch him. You just got to
keep him from hitting.
I think that was one of the great things with Omega, because we had a lot of high flyers there, and you never had to really worry about that.
Yeah, we were out there just jumping all over.
Yeah,
the catch is important.
Get caught. Yeah. So.
All right, let me bring you something. Your job is to catch. This guy's doing his spot. You always do this. Who was it?
Who was it?
You always have to take one step to the right.
Probably you.
Marty with it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Marty one time.
He was doing the
champagne.
The corkscrew.
We were in South Carolina. He was doing this crazy white mask, white cowboy, some kind of crazy gimmick.
Oh, I remember that.
Who was that?
It was Marty, but he was
He was dressed like Silver King.
Kimono, Kikishu, or something crazy.
I remember that. Where do you get that shit from?
And we're on the floor, and Marty's on the top rope, and he jumps like 20 feet over there. And we go.
Remember that night Jeff did that Fernum onto the top of that cattle rail?
Yeah, that was in Sanford.
The one where he broke his knees?
Yeah,
there was like 8 people standing there ready to catch him. He just totally jumped over everybody's head.
And he still worked the next night. I mean, the later on that night.
This one we thought he broke both his legs.
Mm-hmm. I've seen.
Remember when I landed right on my neck and you didn't care and stepped over me and grabbed the belt and walked away?
Yeah, they tried to make you drive home.
I
jumped up the back of an 18-wheeler, about killed myself.
You look like a rag doll. It was like.
And Mike just steps like right on my chest to pick up the title and go.
That was what that picture was.
I was over there going.
And then I tried to make you
hit
drive
a table
home.
or something on the way down or something.
You were over there going like this.
No, Matt was on the table.
There you go. Yeah.
And it was too close to the ropes.
Who set the table up?
This guy. And I just barely could clear the ropes.
What happened where if you had landed right on him, your feet would have hit the rope and flipped you over the top into the
I
other
probably got killed even worse. So.
My God. Those were so
I've seen some pretty brutal drops on those dives though. Like, remember Dave Jericho that night?
What, breaking his legs?
See, that's what that's kind of shit.
Or the time Black Skull got knocked out.
Well, then that Flex Phenom guy dropped Jeff on his head. Remember when he busted his head open?
Yeah, he had a green headband on, and he stood up and there's a big red dot.
It looked like the Japanese flag.
And Matt did the next night. Matt did a paint versus paint match or something like that. And said if you lose, you can't wear face paint anymore because he was wearing the face paint. And Jeff had the face paint too. Matt
had face paint on?
No. Jeff and the Phenom dude.
Oh,
came
okay.
in. He said you can't wear face paint because it put Jeff over with.
Why did he steal my ring?
No, that was Mike Yamaha.
No, Mike Yamaha let them take it.
Yeah, but it was Mike that gave it to him.
I know, but remember they told me that a twister came and carried it off?
Yeah.
And I was like, damn,
Your
man.
ass got jacked.
Oh, yeah. Remember me?
A wrestling ring?
Dude, I had this old...
It was his fault, though. You left it over there for like a year.
I had this old hunk of shit ring that we'd had since I was in college. It was all tore up. I mean, it wasn't something you could use for a show. We used to set it up out in the yard and practice on it. Well, I wanted to it was in my yard, and I wanted to get rid of it for some reason. So Michael Yamaha takes it. So he takes it to his place. And he had it over there for a long time, remember?
Yeah.
And then Yamaha calls and says, man, he said, man, can I get rid of that ring, man? Damn. And I said, well, I don't want it. And then he calls back a couple of days later and he said, Flex Phenom and Lazarus are going to take it. I said, I don't care where they live. He said, down in Kenley. And I said, all right, tell them to take it to their place.
To my little lads?
Yeah. No. Nemesis.
Okay. Nemesis.
Not Lazarus, I'm sorry. And then I see them on a show. I heard they had it at their house. Guys are going over and practicing. I'm like, cool. You know, I see them in a show, and I'm like, how's that ring doing? They said, not too good. I said, what are you talking about? They said, that tornadoes, man. The tornado carried it off.
And tornadoes.
Yeah. And I said, no shit. So the twister. And they were like, yeah. I was like, well, damn, man, I hate to hear that. And they're like, oh, nothing we can do. And I said, all right. So then me and you get booked with some new dude down in Selma or something, or Preston running shows. And me and Shane are standing in the ring one night, and I'm going,
no way.
And I'm like, hey! Hey!
Woo! Woo!
They fixed it up nice, though.
Yeah, this is shit. How about that?
Dang.
How you feel
It's
about
funny
that?
how I can still get riled up over something that happened.
Is that
Tornado Wrestling Federation?
Yeah, I think it's TWF.
Big time. Well, boy, I think we about done here.
Told you it goes fast.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Are we over? No, I mean, way over the time. I know we're not over.
8:26.
That is the time, didn't it?
Yeah. That's cool, man. Caprice, man.
I
Thanks
appreciate
for coming.
that.
We're going to have you back?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed it. Always a pleasure. Good seeing you
Good to
again.
see you
bud.
too, man. Good to see you.
You going to do some more Ring of Honor soon?
If they call me, I'll be there.
What about yourself?
Not so much.
What are you doing these days? Eating?
Like Kobayashi.
You said you were getting back in shape, man.
Goodness gracious.
No, I've been going to the gym, but hey, that diet thing ain't working out too good.
Now, I start Lucha Libre this week. We got Wrestle Reunion the week after. So we'll be back here next Wednesday night. Doing it all over again. Don't go. Like somebody says, don't go. Ah. Hey, round is a shape. Round is a shape. And that's all we got for this week. We'll see you next week.